The United Arab Emirates, a fairy tale of the 1001 Nights. Here there are 7 sheikdoms that are united both politically and economically, and they created this new paradise in the Gulf. In 1830, this former fishing village was under the rule of Maktoum. Dubai is the second largest state in the United Arab Emirates and is situated on the north coast of the Arabian Peninsula. The Bastakia district is the historical centre of the city. Its buildings contain wind towers that help to cool the interiors. The traders built their houses from coral stone close to the ship's moorings. This natural tributary is called the Creek and winds its way through the town. It divides Burdira from Burduba and is its lifeline, full of hustle and bustle, both night and day. The reflective facades of the city's breathtaking skyscrapers are like something from a futuristic world. But Dubai's futuristic skyscrapers are full of Arabian flair. In no other city in the United Arab Emirates are the contrasts so obvious. And the past is gradually taking on a whole new life of its own. In the former Al-Shindaga district, directly on the creek, is the Sheikh Said Palace, one of the few remaining buildings of the original settlement. Due to its strategic position, this national monument and its characteristic wind towers and stout walls provides a splendid view across the entrance to the creek. The large fish market in the derived district is a popular tourist attraction. Selling the daily catch is quite a noisy affair. Fishermen offer their tasty goods for sale and constantly scatter ice to protect it from the scorching heat. The main reason for the success of the derived district is due to the various souks that originated here in the 19th century and still flourish today. Dubai was once an important trading city with nearly 7,000 inhabitants, and the first trading families from Persia settled here. There are around 300 shops in the souk, each of which pays a nominal tax to the sheikh. You can buy almost anything here. But the special attraction is the gold souk. This city of gold has a long tradition, and its motto is, the larger and heavier, the better. And gold has always played an important role here. Modern shopping centres are in stark contrast to the ancient souks. A large variety of products from all over the world are displayed in these air-conditioned and spotless surroundings. In front of the city gates and close to the desert-like surroundings is the Nad al-Sheba camel track. In the winter months, this is where racing camels are trained. The jockeys are 7 to 10-year-old boys from Somalia and Pakistan. Betting is forbidden. The prize is honour and fame. It's a serious affair. Built in 1983, the filigree architecture of the Jumeirah Mosque is particularly impressive and a popular photo opportunity for the tourists. The Dubai Zoo is also located in the Jumeirah district. It's the oldest zoo in the Arabian Peninsula and contains more than 1,500 animals. Although the zoological gardens are rather uninteresting, the zoo contains a rich variety of animals from all over the world. Between Beach Road and the coast is the Jumeirah Beach Club, a paradise of bikinis and bathing. And the long white traditional attire turns beach volleyball into a whole new game. But today, Dubai has a striking new landmark, the Burj Al Arab, the Arabian Tower, one of the most spectacular hotel buildings on the planet. Its breathtaking hotel lobby is the largest in the world. The abundant splendor of both color and design is unique. The lavish decor and magnificent design is quite extraordinary, with no expense spared. This is the fabulous world of oil-rich sheiks. The Burj Al Arab is highly exclusive, a popular meeting place of the rich and famous. A superlative luxury hotel. In just a few years, this once humble-looking region has developed into a modern and successful state situated between Europe and Asia. Dubai, pure luxury set amid the unyielding desert, a fairy tale of the 21st century, from Bedouin village to a flourishing centre of commerce and high finance. After the splendor and exotic atmosphere of the city, the desert. Traveling by four-wheel drive vehicle through the dunes is exciting and a must for all who come to enjoy Dubai. As the vehicle reaches the summit of a steep sand dune, each passenger is somewhat apprehensive. A split second later, the real action begins. It's great fun traveling down the steep dunes and then up the next at full speed. The ascent of a sand dune is truly gratifying, as on top, there's a spectacular view of the surrounding desert. On the edge of the Rub al Khali Desert, the sand dunes are more than 150 meters above sea level. Another stop, and yet another opportunity for the professionals to perform their party pieces. Sand flies everywhere. The line of cars in the desert safari slowly winds its way across the dunes. And now, a gentler pursuit. It's time to delve into the region's natural history, because fossilized shells indicate that the desert once formed the bed of an ancient ocean. Next, it's wadi driving in the mountains. Bumpy gravel roads and rugged riverbeds have to be negotiated. The skill of the drivers is put to the test. Time for a rest at a beautiful location on the dried-out riverbed. A well-deserved break and an appetizing picnic. There's more adventure to come, a wild drive across a riverbed as the water splashes high into the sky. Next, the final item on the agenda, a visit to a romantic Bedouin village, pure Arabia. "15 kilometres from Dubai is the tiny Emirate of Sharjah, where life continues according to age-old Arabian tradition. Tourism was once popular on this former pirate coast, but the Saudi king subsequently prohibited the consumption of alcohol here, and thus the tourists stayed away. With only a modest income derived from the oil industry, combined with an extensive building program, it is necessary for this emirate to borrow money from Saudi Arabia. However, industry soon prospered and developed here. Now, the third largest emirate is becoming increasingly important. But in 1971, the independent Emirates united to form the United Arab Emirates, and a new confederation was born. The neo-Islamic architecture of Sharjah's souks are world famous. Well-kept inner corridors shine out in warm shades of yellow. Here in the cool, there is a large variety of imported goods from all over the world. The old town has been partly restored. Several fine buildings and the town's historic fort have been given a new lease of life. This traditional building contains a number of small souks and museums, a good source of information about the country and its traditions. At the entrance to the Emirate of Ajman, huge posters of the sheikh welcome visitors. He still dreams of discovering black gold. The smallest of the emirates in the north of Dubai was at one time a centre of pearl fishing, and its people are fishermen and shipbuilders. The historic fort dates back to 1775 and contains a museum of Islamic traditions and handicrafts. Until 1970, the old fortress was the residence of the royal family. Wide roads along the coast and little traffic. Our journey leads further northward. This is the tiny emirate of Al-Qawain, whose large mosque welcomes all those who come here. The 40,000 inhabitants of the Emirate's second smallest sheikdom would hardly fill the Sheikh Zayed Stadium in Abu Dhabi. Being the smallest of the Emirates has its advantages, as both the Sheikh and his subjects enjoy generous allowances from the Confederation. The Northern Emirates have developed at a more leisurely pace. Life here is less sophisticated. Good roads lead eastwards through the desert. Deep canyons cut through the mountains that divide this part of the Arabian Peninsula and dominate the eastern part of the Emirates. The route to the Eastern Emirates on the coast of the Indian Ocean travels across the Sharjah Mountains that go from north to south. A natural wonder in all its splendor. On the east coast, at the entrance to the village of Badia, is an Islamic sanctuary, the oldest mosque in the United Arab Emirates, presumably built by the Geminids. Fujairah, the only emirate on the wild and romantic east coast. This area developed following centuries of isolation from the other emirates. The only mountain roads to the west coast have always been controlled from here. Throughout the centuries, these profitable trading routes have been the site of many a bloody battle. Fort Jahili protects the green metropolis of Al Ain, halfway between the east and west coast, a frontier town of the nearby state of Oman. On the western side of the Sharjah Mountains, an oasis village developed that contains more than 200 springs and wells. The oasis was once frequently occupied by Saudi Arabia, but in 1974, the International Court of Justice in The Hague ruled against the Saudi occupation. Today, Oman and the United Arab Emirates share the 9 oasis villages of the Buraimi Oasis and live together in peace. The Al Hosn Fort contains the Al Ain Museum. The 5,000-year-old archaeological discoveries of Hili are among the museum's most important exhibits, and include primeval illustrations of both man and beast. In the northern area of the city are the Hili Gardens, in which circular tombs were discovered. The Murab'a Fort, with thick clay walls, was built in the 19th century to protect the Al Ain Oasis. In 1898, Sheikh Zayed ibn Khalifa had the Al Jali Fort built, in which the country's present sovereign was born. The Al Ain Camel Market is well known. Traders travel here from afar to the only market in the region in which animals are offered for sale to the public. Here, dromedaries are bought and sold. They are much prized by the Bedouin due to their flesh and milk. A large highway crosses the desert to the capital of the largest of the Emirates, some 160 kilometres away. The modern skyline of Abu Dhabi, built upon sandy islands just off the coast. The traditional Arab dhow is built on the edge of the city. Abu Dhabi is the largest of the 7 Emirates and means Father of the Gazelle, a name derived from an ancient legend. The Bedouin family of Nayan once lived in the Liwa Oasis. A member of the tribe glimpsed a gazelle on a sandy island close to the coast. At the spot where the gazelle drank from a waterhole, the fishing village of Abu Dhabi was founded, a collection of straw huts, clay houses and colourful tents. But in 1962, mineral oil was discovered here, from which the local sheikh accumulated a vast fortune. Since then, the city has grown from strength to strength. The sheikh rides on a white horse and protects his people due to his unshakable faith in Allah, a God that encourages openness. The 73,000 square kilometres of the Abu Dhabi region cover 86% of the United Arab Emirates. Abu Dhabi is also the centre of government. In the 1960s, the city had a population of 5,000. Today, almost 1 million people live here. Surrounded by splendid skyscrapers is the central souk, in which almost everything is available for sale or repair. This country of contrasts enchants everyone with its oriental charm, and shopping is always popular. Time-honoured traditions unite with the modern world, and necessary comforts blend with Arabian flair. As the oil supplies gradually trickle away, the sheikhs are becoming increasingly cautious with their spending. The oil boom has now been followed by tourism. an idyllic holiday paradise full of desert romance.